I received your thesis about the condition of the springs yesterday.
I got your note. Did you read it?
I read it.
Well, what do you have to say?
Thomas, was it really necessary to go into this investigation behind my back?
Yes, until I was convinced.
Now you're convinced.
Well, certainly. Aren't you too, Peter? The university comes.
You intend to present this document to the board of directors officially as medical officer of the Springs.
Of course. Something's got to be done, and quick.
You always use such strong expressions, Thomas. In your report, among other things, you guarantee our guests and visitors a permanent case of poisoning.
Yes, but Peter, how can you describe it any other way? Imagine, poisoned internally and externally.
And you merrily conclude we must build a waste disposal plant and reconstruct a new water system from the bottom up.
Well, do you see another way out? I don't.
I took a little walk over to the city engineer this morning, and in the course of conversation, I sort of jokingly mentioned your changes as something we'd consider for the future, you know.
The future won't come soon enough, Peter.
The engineer kind of smiled at my extravagance, and he gave me some facts. I don't suppose you went to the trouble to find out how much your changes will cost.
No, I never thought of that.
Naturally. Your little project will come to over 300,000 crowns.
That expensive?
Oh, don't look so upset. It's only money. The worst part is it would take some 2 years.
2 years?
At the least. And what do you propose we do with the springs in the meantime? Shut them up? No doubt. Because we have to, you know. As soon as the rumor got around that the water was dangerous, we wouldn't have a visitor left. And that is the picture, Thomas. You have it in your power to ruin your own town.
Now look, I don't want to ruin...
Thomas, your report has not convinced me that the conditions are as dangerous as you try to make them.
And now listen, they are even worse than the report makes them out to be. Remember, summer is coming, and the warm weather.
I think you're exaggerating. A capable physician ought to know what precautions to take.
And then what?
The existing water supplies for the springs are a fact, Thomas, and they must be treated as a fact. If you are reasonable and act with discretion, the board will be willing to take into consideration any means to reasonably and without financial sacrifice make possible improvements.
Dear God. Do you imagine I would ever agree to such trickery?
Trickery.
Yes, a trick, a fraud, a lie, a treachery, a crime against the public and against the whole community.
I already said that I'm not convinced there's any actual danger.
Oh, you aren't. Anything else is impossible. My report is an absolute fact. The only problem is that you and your administration were the ones who insisted the water supply be built where it is, and now you're too afraid to admit the blunder you've committed. Damn it! Don't you think I can see through it all?
All right. Let's suppose that's true. Maybe I care a little about my reputation. I still say that I do it for the good of the town. Without moral authority, there can be no government. And that is why, Thomas, it is my duty to prevent your report from reaching the board. Sometime later, I'll bring up the matter for discussion, but in the meantime, not a word is to reach the public.
Oh, my dear Peter. Do you imagine you can prevent that?
It will be prevented.
It can't be. There are too many people who already know.
Who? You don't mean those people at the Daily Message?
Exactly. The free, liberal, and independent press will stand up and do its duty.
You are an unbelievably irresponsible man, Thomas. Can't you imagine the consequences this will have for you?
For me.
Yes, for you and your family.
What the hell are you saying now?
I believe I have the right to think of myself as a helpful brother, Thomas.
You have been, and I thank you deeply for it.
Don't mention it. I often couldn't help myself. I hope that by improving your finances, I could keep you from running completely hog wild.
You mean it was only for your own sake?
Well, partly, yes. What do you imagine people think of an official whose closest relatives get themselves in trouble time and time again?
And that's what I've done.
You do it without knowing it. You are like a man with an automatic brain. As soon as an idea breaks into your head, no matter how idiotic it may be, you get up like a sleepwalker and you start writing a pamphlet.
But Peter, don't you think it's a citizen's duty to share a new idea with the public?
The public does not need new ideas. The public is much better off with the old ones.
And you're not even embarrassed to say that.
All right. I'm going to lay this out for you once and for all. You're always barking about authority. If a man gives you an order, he's persecuting you. Nothing is important enough for you to respect once you start to revolt against your superiors. I give up. I am not going to try to change you anymore. I told you the stakes you were playing for here, and now I'm giving you an order, and I warn you, you had better obey it if you value your career.
What kind of an order?
You are going to deny these rumors officially. How? You simply say that you went into the investigation of the water more thoroughly, and you find that you overestimated the danger.
I see.
And that you have complete confidence that whatever improvements are needed, the management will certainly take care of them.
My convictions come from the conditions of the water. My convictions will change when the water changes, and for no other reason.
What are you talking about? Convictions. You're an official. You keep your convictions to yourself.
To myself?
As an official, I said. God knows as a private person, that's another matter, but as a subordinate employee of the Institute, you have no right to express any convictions or opinions related to policy.
Now, you listen to me. I am a doctor and a scientist.
What has this got to do with science?
And I have the right to express my opinion on anything in the world.
Not about the Institute. That I forbid.
You forbid.
I forbid you as your superior. And when I give orders, you obey.
Okay. I'm going to ask you. Ray, why did you leave? Okay. The last scene. I didn't think it was over. Did you see?
You wanted us to freeze, and I can't freeze it
You have an
now.
exit. It's all right.
I didn't say see.
It's only 10 minutes.
Watch out.
Okay. Waiting for Lefty by Clifford Odets. During the Depression, taxi cabbie Joe is barely making enough money to make ends meet. Their furniture has been repossessed this afternoon, and his wife Edna is desperate for Joe to strike for better wages. Joey Woodford plays Joe, and Edna is played by Laura Moreno.